Welcome back. We're just a few moments away from kick-off here in Treviso in the Rainbow Cup final. Time for one quick question to you, Shane. Consider this. Treviso, because of the cancelled game against the Ospreys, haven't played for 3 weeks, whereas the Bulls played last weekend against the Sharks, but they travelled on the Monday. So what's better, being undercooked but fresh, or battle-hardened but maybe a bit tired?
For me personally, battle-hardened and a bit tired. I think, there's nothing better than having just come through a tough game, which the Bulls have, obviously. Benetton have had 3 weeks off now, which it's not always easy because, training's always going to be physical, but it's not match fitness. So there is a difference there. It means that they've had less injuries and they go in quite strengthened and quite ready for the game. But, I think the result will tell us. But you'll have two teams that are going to really go for it anyway. None of these teams are going to look tired.
OK, there we are. Then the Bulls are favourites here by a little bit, I think it's fair to say. Let's join our commentary team for this one then. Stephen Ferris, Bobby Skinstad and Rory Hamilton.
Numero 16, Shark Erasmus. Numero 17, Jacques Moruana. Numero 18, Lizo Koboka. Numero 19, Janko Schwenko. Numero 20, Miller Boyce. Numero 21, Zach Beder. Numero 22, Quinto Shark. Numero 23, Gio Carlo.
The Bulls come out at the Stadio di Monego. A formidable side, albeit stripped of their Springboks. These Bulls have a winning mantra. The most successful club from the Rainbow Nation. 5 wins out of 6 against their fellow countrymen. That took care of the Lions, Sharks and Stormers. Now one more challenge for those battle-hardened Bulls as they come up against a side from the Northern Hemisphere. The local heroes of Benetton here in Treviso. And they will come out to a rousing reception. The home heroes, Treviso's own Benetton, they turned the regular season on its head. Nobody predicted this outcome, that they would be challenging for silverware. But 4 wins on the bounce for Kieran Crowley's men, the only unbeaten side, and now they have their moment in the Italian sunshine, in the sweltering heat of June in northern Italy. An Italian rugby city, and Frank Murphy leads the team of Irish officials for this Guinness Pro 14 Rainbow Cup final. The Bulls, led by Kutsia Divanaka, is in charge of the home side in Benetton. Now it's game time with a trophy on the line. Green, white and blue are the remaining colours to contest the Guinness Pro 14 Rainbow Cup final. The Bianco Verde of Benetton versus the Vodacom Bulls.
Ready?
And a loud blast from Frank Murphy. And we are underway. The sun just has dipped for a moment. but the temperature still topping in the high numbers. Back it goes to Paolo Garbisi, this hugely talented young 10. He just found the hands of his opposite number in Chris Smith, and now the counter can come from David Creel.
Wait.
And the early kicking exchange. It's once again Chris Smith, and he has managed 3 tries in this tournament. But Mornay staying so often the controller, but that's a wonderful take by Garbisi, the 21-year-old, capped 10 times already by his country. The first tackle comes in from Nizam Kar. Powerful running from Thomas Gallo, Argentinian born, an Italian qualified. And the mark made. Should be an area to clear for the fullback David Creel. Instead he knocks it infield to Smith, who launches it long. Here's Jaden Hayward, a final appearance in green and white for the New Zealand born fullback, and just overcooked it. And it gives us, gentlemen, the first opportunity to reflect on the opening exchanges.
The opening exchanges, lots of kicking. I know Shane Williams was getting excited about those back 3 players running it back, but lots of kicking. A great start by Garbisi. A couple of high takes, and then Hayward knocks it out on the full. The Bulls will be happy enough, won't they? Happy enough with this line out on the halfway line.
Absolutely. First early carry from Halafihi. We'll be seeing that all afternoon.
Tap back by Steenkamp. It's now in the hands of Carr.
Lost now.
Benetton looking to bring some fire early on and disrupt this powerful unit of the Bulls, led of course by Coetzee. We've seen for years how many carries he made in the white of Ulster. Now back in his homeland of South Africa, and the kick goes high from Ivan van Zyl. Good hands from Garbisi into Hayward. He's still such an elusive runner at the age of 34. And now the backs can run for Benetton. It's Zanon, but his pass goes infield to Coetzee. Opts to pass to Steenkamp. And Smith managed to get his pass away, something that Jacobs could not. Or it's rather Jacobs on the wing who hacks downfield. And it keeps close to the touchline before drifting out.
Line out form.
You can just see Benetton rushing up in the fence, trying to close the space, but it's all about ball protection. A couple of times already in the opening minutes. A reef out of the contact. You've got to secure it. A brilliant carry, but leading with the ball into contact.
Numbers, please,
and
Benetton.
Thank you very much, and Coetzee gets it away. But enterprising stuff from Benetton.
Cornel Els, a former Bulls Academy player, and the first penalty of the game goes the way of the home side, and a ripple of applause for the raised arm of Frank Murphy.
Their numbers are correct, they dropped someone out in the end.
It's Garbisi, plenty behind it. And he takes play just to outside the Bulls 22.
On the mark.
Sitting up here with Bob in commentary, it's extremely warm, very, very humid. I know we've talked about it all afternoon, but
I won't let them go quick.
Might be last man standing here come 80 minutes. The fitness is going to tell. But brilliant from Benetton, just nudging their way down in here into the attacking zone.
Els again, and this time he finds Canone. Oh, it's great power coming in the middle of the park, and Duvanaka gets it on to Els. South African under 20. Hayward now thought about the outside ball to Ioane instead. Through the dummy, Duvanaka. Now on to Sebastian Negri, born in Zimbabwe. Played his youth rugby in South Africa. But now Bulls trying to get their hands on that, unable to. Halafihi again Bulls quickly to the breakdown. It's Negri. It's great hands from Hayward, and into the corner goes Monty Ioane. We thought the battle of the wingers was going to be crucial. And it's Ioane who scores the first try of the final. And the Leone are purring early doors.
Lovely skill from the outside backs here. Watch, there's the dummy pass across the face, and Hayward is just the catch and go. Ioane gets a snip of the line. He's not going to give that up, and the crowd have gone bananas. Fantastic.
Oh, what a wonderful try from Benetton, rewarded for their early invention. And it's Ioane who goes in. He scored against Glasgow, he scored against Zebre. That's his third of the competition.
And it wasn't just the finish in the corner, it was the lovely little round the corner, try and outwork them. And then lovely hands, putting them in the corner. What a start, what an atmosphere.
Paolo Garbisi takes aim. And a strike with the left foot. It started to draw around, but just not quite enough from the youngster. But a hugely encouraging start from the hosts.
Yeah, just lovely hands, the flick on. And look at Ioane. We watched them do a couple of drills while doing the presentation. The excitement from the team members. Most important thing here is they wanted a good start. They've got one. They want to drive it home now and play rugby in the Bulls' half.
It comes from an impressive bloodline of rugby players. Uncle Digby Ioane, a former Australian international, of course.
Use it! Okay. Don't go forward.
And now Duvanaga, captain.
Advantage knock on.
Looking to get things settled, but it's into the hands of fullback Creel. Van Sale. And it's Mornay Smith. Started
Advantage over.
6 of the 7 in the Rainbow Cup in the front row forward. And another loud cheer and a loud blast from Frank Murphy.
First man on his feet and on the
Bulls
ball.
interfering at the breakdown.
I think it was for holding on. We're going to see another replay, but it's brilliant. Lots of chop tackling. He doesn't get away, but Ricky Ioane gets over, gets the steal. I tell you what, they are absolutely pumped up for this match. They're the ones bringing the energy. Benetton are the ones bringing all the pace, aggression, physicality that we always talk about.
That's the middle there.
And that magician there, Garbisi, has had a fantastic start in the first 8 minutes.
Number, please.
Creating the momentum they needed and a little bit of time as well to get to the line out, maybe fulfill what they want. They want some set pieces going their way. They don't want the Bulls to be able to deconstruct their game.
Contest backwards. Advantage
50-50
knock on.
scrap for the ball. It's still going on, and it will come back the Bulls' way, but illegally so. A knock on in the process. It was Michele Lamaro who couldn't quite claim the line out on that occasion. Well, Benetton have come up with something different to disrupt this Bulls game early on. We thought that they might have to, and it has been an impressive start.
8 bound. Crouch!
Urged on by their faithful support.
This side, good. This side, not the standard, lads. Next one's a free kick. You wait for my call. Understood? Let's see it, so.
The Bulls scrum's been pretty inconsistent in the Rainbow Cup. Although their last outing was pretty good against the Sharks. 6 scrum penalties, so they might go after Benetton here.
Bind! Set! Steady.
Well, it didn't start as the most stable platform, but it has turned out that way. And Garbisi sends it wide to Hayward. Can these two link again? Ioanni's on his way, just couldn't quite catch it. David Creel desperately trying to cover the winger. He was almost in again.
A lovely piece of play, and look at the width that they get. A lovely pass on the ground. Hayward's quick onto the left boot. Ioanni almost around his man. Nice to see them creating a little bit of nuisance for the outside back of the Bulls. We've seen how good they've been. Tambwe, big try scorer so far this season. All he's been able to do so far in this game is defend.
An important line out for Johan Krobelaar. And a good leap taken in by Ruan Norki. The open side for the Bulls.
Inside, Benetton. Use it, 9. Go forward.
Van Sale.
Yes, now.
The box kick clearance. Ioanni comes off his wing. And we haven't seen any involvement from Mados Tambwe yet. Couldn't quite get his hands on that. He's the real danger man out wide for the Bulls. Starved of possession so far.
Scrum down, green ball. You hear?
But that's exactly the outcome that Benetton would have wanted. This all started 90 seconds ago on the halfway line with a scrum, and it was nudged into the corner. The Bulls trying to exit. And Tambwe not getting up for that high ball. And we talked at the top of the show about how important the aerial game is going to be today. And Benetton dominating that area of the game at the minute.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Good position for
Benetton
to launch another attack. Zanon to Garbisi, and now Brex, and there's space out wide. It doesn't quite go into the hands of Hayward, but does find Padovani. Halafi gains some good ground, but Gallo wasn't expecting that one. They have kept it alive. Ioanni, and he just knocks it forward. He might have fancied a one-on-one with Tambwe, maybe a little bit suspect defensively.
Well, it all ended up in a bit of a nothing, but I love the fact that they're using this wide pass to get out one-on-one. You're creating some space. Ioanni couldn't hang on to that, but it was the second time that they've gone out for the space. And I tell you, the outside backs of the Bulls, the eyes are wide. They don't want to be taken on one-on-one, especially not with that home crowd being shouted home by their supporters.
Bulls do have a bit of a tendency to leave the back door open. The last 3 games they've conceded 33, 27 and 22 points.
Set! Steady! Stay square 3, behind 9. Use it, 9!
There's Van Sale, and out to Smith, and now can be launched long by Janssen van Veeren. Taken by Ioanni. Just a bit of a stretch for Hayward, but a step from the fullback. Taken down by Hendricks, gets it away to Garbisi. It opens up again for Benetton, but he could only find the welcoming hands of Marcel Kutsia.
3! Outside now.
And the Bulls were scrambling in defence once again. Ioanni.
No leaving now, practice over.
Taking the game to the visiting South Africans. Duvenaka. Taken by Smith, but a bit of a juggling act from the fly half.
Wait!
Hayward with time and space. He loves a counter, but he's going to try and launch a high one, perhaps put that a little bit too far. And Tambwe with an easy take.
At last we can take a little breather in the end stuff, but what a break up the middle of the pitch, and I thought it was the wrong option. We'll just see, lovely offload. This is what you practice every day in training as a 7, 8, 9-year-old boy or girl off the floor, but just they could have went out wide to the right hand side. It was on.
Hayward, a bit untidy. It's Halafi, as always, putting in a power of work, and out it comes from Lamaro. And Hayward onto Brex.
No, counter only.
Duvenaka has to go searching for it.
Can't dive off
He was
your
aware
feet.
of what was going on in front of him, and so too
Ruck was forward,
was
you
Frank
can't dive
Murphy.
off your feet. 13.
And the penalties really racking up in the opening quarter of an hour against the Bulls. They've got on the wrong side of the referee early on.
Shot called.
Yeah, I've got to say that we did have the chat to Marius Ferguson before, and he's come back in as the defensive coach. You'll see the little incidents, and the Benetton team are making smart decisions. They're not contesting the balls that the ref's going to call 50-50. The Bulls are erring on the wrong side of caution here.
And it gives Paolo Garbisi another opportunity to zero his sights in on those posts.
Yeah, Garbisi, he's pretty reliable with the boot. I know he had a tough opener from the touchline, but 81% in the Rainbow Cup off the tee. Can he nudge his team into an 8-0 lead?
I thought it was okay, but
He's got the joint most points in the Rainbow Cup competition, 52 in all, alongside Sam Davis at the Dragons. Sooner or later, I'm sure he'll pull clear all by himself. Garbisi with the left foot, but it's 0 from 2 for the fly half, and an opportunity for points passes him by.
Make sure you're behind.
And many times in finals, guys, do you come down to the last 10 or 15 minutes, and those missed kicks can be so crucial.
On another day, Benetton could have doubled their lead by this stage.
Onside now.
Long it goes from Garbisi and taken by Smith.
Wait, wait!
It's a low one. The 10's playing keep ball for now.
12, stop, 12.
It's going to continue. And again, he doesn't take it cleanly, Chris Smith. And this time it did go forward. Just lost his concentration as it dropped down into his arms. And that's a big gain for Benetton there.
Absolutely. In the battle of the 10s, it's advantage Paolo Garbisi. And the youngster with so much talent has put the pressure on Chris Smith. We know how good Smith's been. He's really stepped into making this number 10 position his own. When Mornay Steyn has headed off to the Springboks, it's like the team aren't missing anybody. Garbisi wants to lead the Italian side from the 10 position, and he's putting in a couple of good reasons why.
Bound 8. Crouch! Bind! Set!
The backs will be licking their lips at this opportunity, and they're going blind. Duvenaka. Garbisi breaks the first tackle almost of Van Sale now. It comes quickly for Halafi. Now into the hooker, it's Els. Driven backwards.
Wait.
Can Benetton strike twice in the opening quarter of this game? Sebastian Negri
Use a 9.
is next to have a little punt. They're going to have to go the
That's off the
slow route this time, as Bulls solid in their tackles. Determined to keep out their opponents. Negri once more.
Counter is good. Fall back.
Duvenaka taken out of it.
Counter is good.
Norkie protests his innocence, but
7.
it's another penalty to Benetton.
Yeah, I think Norkie thought that the Benetton man had the ball, and that's why he trailed him down.
Some easy ones to fix.
Duvenad has been very good around the base, organising the troops. He went to pick the ball up, he didn't get it, and what an easy 3 points you would like to think for Garbisi. But I tell you what, we're 16, 17 minutes into this match, and it's just Benetton.
Back. Bulls.
What were the Bulls still on the plane, or what's the story?
Well, I tell you, we spoke about the temperature, but we haven't spoken too much about the pressure. Benetton have put them under it. You know, we've seen the small mistakes come from the Bulls. This is another one. Frank Murphy.
Well, he wasn't going to miss that one. Paolo Garbisi slots it through the posts, and it's a further 3 points to the Benetton cause. But you're right, Bob. The pressure early on has been applied by Benetton. They're quite incredible circumstances that the Vodacom Bulls have found themselves in this weekend. Just earlier, they opened their Currie Cup campaign. It was a defeat to Western Province. The main men are here, despite the absence of those called up into the South Africa squad.
Knock on, offside number 3.
Under 20s for the national team and the 7s. So they are stripped of a number of key players, and the first opportunity perhaps here to make an impression in this game.
Corner. Sorry.
Yeah, you can see the captain there, Marcel Coutier, telling Smith to nudge it closer to the corner. They're going to back themselves with their maul. Big, strong, powerful pack that they've got.
Discipline.
You can just see the penalty
Get
coming
your
there.
right, please.
It's a tough one, but it is a penalty.
Yeah, rare mistake there from Devil Divanacher. Will we see the driving maul from the Bulls? We've watched it so far in their
one out,
home
please.
derbies.
One out. Out, quick. Thank you.
Krobelaar
Line out over, ball.
Norkie.
Stay bound. That's one,
time
line out's over.
The Bulls have had a dangerous position in this game, and in goes Coetzee to add his weight. Krobelaar has it. Van Zyl wants it, now gets it, and Hendricks.
Stay.
Low centre of gravity, so much power.
Advantage, knock on.
By Marcel Coetzee. That is so unlike him.
Time's off.
It's so unlike him.
Rory,
you're absolutely right. His first game for the Bulls, 24 carries, steamrolling lads for fun, getting his team over the gain line, and it almost hits him on the chops. But again, what brilliant maul defence there, Bob, from Benetton, really solid.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Good thinking. I'm really liking the combination. You know, it's not nearly as big names. They don't have Nizam Kar, they don't have Marcel Coetzee. Halafili is playing well, but I'm also seeing Lamaro, I'm seeing Negri. They're managing to combine to drive players back. They're stealing the ball. They're pushing the pressure back onto the Bulls, and I don't think the Bulls are used to it.
Well, it's great to see supporters back at the Stadio di Monigo here in Treviso.
Time on.
Around about 1,200 have made it into the ground, and they've really enjoyed
keep the standard in the scrum, please.
Quarter of this game.
Crouch! Bind!
Defensive set for Benetton to
set!
Look to exit safely here. When the power comes from the Bulls, Duvanacher had to stretch for it, and it's Padovani who has absolutely launched that. Didn't quite get the bounce of the ball that he was hoping for, and Creel might be able to counter here. Oh, but he is decked by Lamaro.
Use a 9. Wait.
Smith.
Onside now.
It's high. It's Bex and Ioane underneath it. Bex was careful to get out of the way.
And Van Veeren,
Janssen Van Veeren might be able to respond here for the Bulls, and from nowhere, Marco Janssen Van Veeren thinks he's gone in at the corner.
He definitely hasn't, Rory. I think it's Andrew Brace in the bottom corner. Yeah.
Check.
Oh, they're going to check. Brace had his flag up for sure, Rory.
Touch. We just wanted to make sure they didn't ground before touch.
Okay.
We're going to check.
So the first time we'll go to Brian McNeese.
On-field decision is no try because we have touch. We're just making sure that he didn't ground it first.
Yeah, I can confirm he's in touch.
He's in touch?
Yes.
Okay, he's in touch.
Well, the saviour for Benetton,
Time
Paolo
on.
Garbisi. He's got it all, doesn't he?
We did.
He certainly does.
Touch.
Great tracking back, and
Look, he came
I think it was Halafihi trying to get back to tackle. We'll see how they get on here, trying to exit once again.
Well, it's safely into the hands of Federico Ruzza, but the job not done yet. Halafihi takes the first phase.
Use it 9.
Don't
go forward now. Leave it.
And loads of time, unchallenged.
Yes,
Paolo Garbisi can clear very safely.
I'll tell you what I saw
and they'll
there.
take that outcome from where they were.
I don't know what happened after that, but don't initiate it, please. Understand?
Lovely to see the crowds in the stadium here, and this is why they were getting so excited. Lovely round the outside there from Van Vieren, but look at Garbisi. He just puts the afterburners on at the right time and cuts him off before the try line. Fantastic cover tackle from the 10. Man and ball and over the line.
Stay, Benetton, stay.
Marco Jansen Van Vieren must have thought that he was in there. So close for the Bulls' first score, but not quite.
Over, gone through.
They're still really trying to feel their way into this game.
Stay bound, 7.
They might now go to the power of that pack, and Johan
Don't change, 5.
the hooker, is making good ground and control at the back of this maul.
Advantage, collapsing,
Now it pops
number
out.
1.
They have a free play. Hendricks.
No advantage.
Changes bind onto
Penalty
the ball
goes the Bulls' way.
Number
and they're
1,
just
changing bind and collapsing.
to play their way into this
bind
final.
And collapsing.
I think it's Tomas Gallo, the culprit on this occasion. Changing his bind in the maul. It's interesting to see the Bulls kick to the corner once more, isn't it? They really are backing themselves, Bob.
Stephen, I once watched a Super Rugby game with Gavin Hastings, and he just shook his head every time they didn't take the points, and didn't take the points. Of course, at the end of the day, it was a 1-point loss. You know, they came all the way back, but if they'd just taken those and knocked them over, can you imagine? For me, the Bulls here 8-6. If they'd taken 2 relatively easy and convertible chances, they'd be in this game. They'd be comfortable. The engine would be purring and ready to open up. But now the pressure's on them, especially if Benetton can keep them out with the outstanding defence that they've shown so far.
Time on.
Well, they've got the perfect position here.
Benetton. On the line.
As the Bulls look to try and break their deadlock. It's to the back. It's taken nicely by Norkey.
That's one. Go, come up.
We'll wait for his moment.
Stay bound.
He's eyeing up that blind side. He wants to peel off just when he gets the freedom. Robillard still has it. Now he goes. But he is halted. Again, it's Garbisi in there. And he's over. It is Madosh Tambwe. And in the land of the Azzurri, it's the Bulls who now make their mark on this final. Madosh Tambwe, the danger man. It's an uncharacteristic try, but he will take that one all day long.
Yeah, it's Tambwe that gets over for the try, but it's the big lads up front with all the muscle and all the power. They're the guys that get to go forward. And I thought he'd actually broken off a little early. And the Benetton players had dealt with it, but just leaving post, you see it, Ioane goes to the far side. Mamwe, as every good player does, recognises the space and the opportunity and gets his side back into this final.
Madosh Tambwe, fourth try in the competition. He has been lethal. When you look at the numbers that he posts, he's such a danger man. Now, Chris Smith, that one will drift wide, so it is just the 5 points to the Bulls' cause, but it gets them right back in this game.
Well, kudos to Tambwe, who had his wits about him. I'm a little bit worried about him taking the ball up against the forwards, but Devil Divinachen not enough to stop him, and well done to the winger, staying awake to the opportunity in front of him.
Well, he only adds one beaten defender to his very impressive tally of now 28. It was all he needed from that range. And Garbisi kicks off, too long, and they'll go all the way back to the halfway line. And just a frustrated shrug of the head from Paolo Garbisi.
Teams are always going to get their purple patches. It's how you deal with it. The Bulls, they've got their tails up now. They can smell it. They want the ball in their hands. Go through the phases, wear this Benetton team down.
Same for you.
That's just an easy one there. Just not good enough. You can't compound an error with another one. That's exactly what Garbisi has done for his side there now.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Scrum behind centre field.
Advantage,
thinking about the pick-up instead. He can just drive on, and he salutes the award of the penalty. And this is looking more like the Vodacom Bulls that we expected to come to this final.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Moriglione is now receiving a legal timeout.
Again, and he'll be heading to Saracens next year on a 2-year deal.
You can just see there on that scrum, all the Bulls players down, working hard. The back rows staying on their man, shattering the Benetton pack and eking out a penalty.
Inside his own half, Chris Smith to level things up. It's holding up, but he's got the legs. He gave it just enough, and it is 8 apiece at the Stadio de Monigo. Oh, he wondered, didn't he? He maybe needed to give it an extra ounce, but it was the perfect measurement from the fly half. That's over the top of Kutsia, and it did beat the corner flag. It's going to be a 5-meter line out. And Garbisi has now measured that one perfectly. It may not have been exactly what he was looking for, but the end result is perfect.
Absolutely, across the field. Look, he'll take this result all day. Marcel Kutsia just lets it go over his head. And it's an attacking line-out.
Knocked back by Wout Steenkamp, and it's not very tidy at all. And in there to score. A Benetton who celebrate once more. It's a second score and an instant response for the Italian side. And just when you thought that the Bulls were starting to turn the screw in this game, it's Benetton who pounce. And what a result that is for the hosts.
What a result. Tap back. He goes to touch it down and doesn't get it. But what did all this come off? It was the Marcel Kutsia being too casual, ambling towards the ball. He should have got his skates on and got back and gathered it, and his team wouldn't have been in that position, but nonetheless.
Cornel Els, the former Bulls Academy player. Oh, he'll have enjoyed that one.
Time. Aufschlag.
8-point lead was cut. But that is not
14.
successful from Garbisi, who's been closed down very quickly, I have to say, by Tambwe. It's a big error, though, from Van Sale, isn't it?
It's easy enough for Benetton just to clock off there, and they don't. They're hungry, they're after everything. And you get your just rewards when you keep hunting down the opposition, and that's exactly what they done.
Halafi managed to gather at the second attempt.
Release! On his knee, guys. Use it.
Duvanaka continuing to spread the passes.
Stay. Use it, 9. Wait.
Scrum half this time. Kicks from the base of the ruck. Safely done, but taken by Creel, and now Smith looks for contact. And he finds it in the form of Federico Ruzza. Walt Steenkamp. Van Sale onto Grobbelaar. Now Kutsia. He's chopped down early. They go low on the big number 8. Smith, who goes high. Hayward and Tambwe. It will come back.
It went forward, then bounced backwards.
Steenkamp, but it was knocked on by the winger, the try scorer for the Bulls. He apologises to his teammates. He felt he should have taken that one.
I'm on that, no problem.
Yeah, we mentioned before, just with this humidity, the ball is going to be slippery. We've seen a lot of instances, players really battling with hanging onto it, and it just creates a little film, all those little sort of grip on the side of the ball. Feels a little bit slimy, not easy to hang on to, and we've seen players make mistakes that we don't usually see, so it's got to be a factor. They're going to have to make sure they get the driest possible ball at set pieces.
Crouch! Bind!
Well, the crowd are loving this. And the chants of Leone, the Lions. Garbisi, now Bex. Hayward loves that step inside. Couldn't quite escape the clutches,
all off
though.
The foot. Backwards.
Well tackled by Janssen van Veeren.
Backwards again.
So with Canone.
Off feet release. Thank you, 1. Wait, 1, 2, stop.
Garbisi.
Good.
Slow ball and time to kick. Taken by Creel. Oh, now Stravino Jacobs. We've seen precious little of him.
Wait.
We've seen loads of Garbisi. It's another kick from him. Smith. Out it goes. They didn't make too much ground with that one.
Ball's on the line.
And just on the Benetton defence, they look very comfortable in the middle of the park. And the phase play from the Bulls, very, very good indeed. I think they've taken a leaf out of Will Connors and Josh van der Vleer's book on how to tackle Marcel Kutsia down around the ankle, stop all the momentum that he gives his team.
Benetton.
And you can see them here getting hurried on by Frank Murphy, the referee. Just time wasting a little, but they want to get it right.
Well, they'll have half an eye on the half-time whistle. It is energy-sapping heat out there. The 15-minute break will be well-deserved when it comes. Halafi, number 8, tackled by Smith. Duvanaka thinks he's seen space, and Tambwe is across to cover it, but that one is going to go too far. What does Tambwe think about it? An opportunity to counter. Out it goes. Ioane claims it, and on we go. Well, you have to credit Benetton's ambition in this first half. They've had their reward so far. Zanon and Bex, Nacho Bex, it's well taken by Karavani. Well, almost.
Your advantage, knock on.
Back with the Bulls. And Smith
advantage
just looks to steady things, to allow his players to have a breather and bring some structure back to the plate.
Your mark.
Ioane just showing the intent, and then backed up by Jaden Hayward. He's got a lovely step back inside.
Captain.
And then the spin out wide. This was almost a result.
Quicker, please, Benetton, and give numbers.
Unfortunately for Padavani, just slipped out again. Like we said, that ball just a little bit slippery in this humidity, but well done to the outside backs for being creative, looking for the space.
Well, and Hayward's really making the most of all these final minutes in a Benetton jersey. That's really nicely done. Just switches the angle, and Garbisi lets that one bounce and dribble into the corner. He's such a talented technician. He's bossing this game.
He's absolutely bossing it and just turning the Bulls around, the big pack, just looking up and seeing the ball bouncing 5 yards from their own line. And we know what happened the last time they were in this position. More pressure going to be applied by Benetton.
Bulls desperate for safety this time.
Backwards.
And it's Ace that takes it.
Wait.
Smith that can clear.
Well, the net result is exactly what Benetton wanted. They got an attacking line out 7 or 8 meters into the Bulls' 22.
Timing and discipline, please.
So should be the final play of the half. 30 seconds left on the clock. And it's Benetton that fancy some more points before the break, just to give themselves a bit more of a cushion.
No. Move. Thank you.
It's just 5 points as things stand. It's all the way to the back.
Over more.
Lamaro.
That's once going backwards, 9.
Oh, he goes loose. It's Els again, looking for a double. I don't think he can get it down. Well, he celebrates. Cornel Els thinks that he has got a second try for his own personal collection against his old team. A third for Benetton, and it would be the perfect end to the half.
Yes, Frank.
If this is awarded.
We're just going to listen into Frank here.
Okay, on-field decision is a try.
It wasn't the cleanest grounding, was it? It's whether he's got enough pressure before it escaped his grasp. The tackle is high in any case. Oh, what do your instincts say?
I'm not so sure. I don't think he has control of it. But as you rightly say, that's a high shot right round the neck, nearly around the neck area. Oh, does he get enough pressure on it, Rory? This angle might be the one.
If this isn't given, is it not a penalty try?
Ryan, this is very tight on screen.
Yeah, Frank.
It's a valid question.
Just stay with me for a second. It is very tight, okay? Just bear with me.
Back. Oh, everyone back. Crossy moved them all back away from the screen.
That is really tight. I think Bob Skinstad is saying that it's definitely not a try.
His silence was telling you that.
Frank, just bear with me one more angle I'm going to go for here from the start, okay?
Cornel Nels, the man who got
Question is whether
Benetton's
he's in
second
control,
score.
Brian.
So, Frank, for me, he's not
He
in
gets
control,
defend,
but
it's
just bear with me for
Stravino
1 second.
Jacobs.
I just want to check
With that tackle, the seatbelt tackle.
that tackle on the way in. So he has lost control over the line.
So bear with me now, Brian. We're looking at the tackle by the Bulls player.
Yes. So he loses control here. So it's no try.
But the arm is around his neck as he's trying to place it, is what you're saying.
I think the crowd are trying to
So the initial
influence the
tackle
decision, as is their
on
right.
about the 5 meter line. That's where it starts.
This is borderline.
So
Yeah, it's
so we're not
borderline. It's
saying a
tough on
penalty try
Hendricks.
as
He's
such,
trying to
we're
stop
giving
a
them
man
penalty in
heading
5
for the
meter
line. You can just see him.
Here you see the
Got
tackle
all the
by
momentum.
11 Blue is on the 5
you just
meter
got to
line
try and
here.
wrap him up here. It is slightly high. We see that penalised an awful lot for the seatbelt tackle. We're trying to lower the height here. If that's a penalty in open play, then Rory, that has to be a penalty try, surely.
Well, if it doesn't come in, he scores.
So, Frank, there's no defender at this point other than the 11.
Okay, stop it there, right? So what I'm
certainly the officials taking their time over this one. It is a key call in this contest, right on half-time.
Correct.
So we've got a high tackle. You have to give me the number to the player.
11.
So penalty try, yellow card.
Yes.
Okay. I am. Yeah. So from that, we can see that your number 11 around the neck pulls him up. If he doesn't do that, we believe the try would probably be scored. So we're going to go a penalty try, and we're going to sin bin your number 11. So number 11.
Big moment this.
Yellow card, high tackle.
And Trevino Jacobs is in to the bin for 10 minutes. It's a penalty try. It's the full 7 points. And the Benetton supporters celebrate the blast of the half-time whistle with an extra 7 points to their tally. And it has been a magnificent half from the home side. They've now opened up a big lead. Well, at the break, at the Stadio di Monigo, it is Benetton 20, Vodacom Bulls 8.
Welcome back to Stadio Monigo in Treviso. And if you missed the news in the week, the Pro 14 becomes the United Rugby Championship from September, with all 4 South African powerhouses, including the Bulls, behind us. And you can watch every game on Premier Sports. Let's rejoin our commentary team for the second half of this Rainbow Cup final. It is, of course, Bob Skinsgath, Stephen Ferris and Rory Hamilton.
Well, no hanging about as Paolo Garbisi looks to get us underway for the second 40 minutes at Stadio Monigo in Treviso, and it's a 12-point advantage for the hosts.
Use it!
And the Bulls for the next 10 minutes down to 14 men.
Rock form.
And what a huge moment that was, right on half-time.
Stay 4, use
with
it.
Trevino Jacobs going off for the yellow card, and the penalty try, making it the full 7 points to just give Benetton a very healthy cushion indeed to protect, to build on perhaps in this second half, as Federico Ruzza makes his first carry of the second period. And now Paolo Garbisi picks out his opposite man in Chris Smith. It's returned and out for the line out, right on the halfway line.
Again, a little bit like how the first half started off with the kick
Goes
tennis.
on the line.
But I tell you what, Benetton, they can't go into their shells here. They've got to continue on to play rugby. You can't protect a 12-0 lead against the Bulls. You're averaging over 30 points in this competition so far. Got to keep on playing, especially with that man advantage, Bob.
Absolutely, and that's great knowledge, Stephen. I mean, you know, if they're going to be knocking over 30 points, you want to make sure that when they're a man down, you can really drive this home. You can get some penalties over, tries over the points, just build them up. But for the Bulls, they need to shore up the short defence around the line out. They can't let the little mistakes get into their game, and that's where Benetton have just prized open the door.
They're still waiting.
And they'll be looking hard for the victory here. 2 very experienced coaches, Jake White, World Cup winning coach, and coached around the world, Kieran Crowley, international coach as well, and he's moving to the Italian team, but he certainly wants,
time on,
like Marius Gerson, his last game here for Benetton, to be a victory.
Well, Eduardo Paravani has not lasted long in the second half. He heads off. Ratuva Tavayara is on in his place.
Inside.
The big Fijian winger will look to get involved.
Green on the line.
Watched Ratuva up in Belfast.
Bulls, take your mark off that.
A couple of times in his Benetton career. He just oozes power, doesn't he? Wants to get his hands on the ball. But the way the games went in the second half here, Rory, this is exactly what Benetton want. Slowing it down, not expending too much energy.
It's okay. It's okay.
The potency of that Bulls attack will come into play, though. The last 4 games they've scored try-bonus points. They were lethal in the South African Rainbow Cup conference, if you like. Now it's Negri. Garbisi. Will the bounce of the ball go right? It certainly will for Ioane. Gets the pass inside. It's going to be another score. Michele Lamaro. And everything is just going perfectly for Benetton. And the send-off for Kieran Crowley. Every bounce of the ball, every pass, every play results in glory for the men in green and white.
What a passage of play by Benetton. They're just doing everything right. Look at that for a bounce. Straight into Ioane's hands and a lovely offload. And I must say the Benetton back row today have been superb. To a man, Lamaro, Halafihi, Negri, they've been at the heart of everything positive. And when Garbisi is landing it on a sixpence, like he has done a couple of times today, you're going to get tries. And what a try that was.
Oh, the smile on the face of Michele Lamaro as he spun out of the tackle. He knew it's his second try of the Rainbow Cup. Scored in round 1 in their amazing victory over the Glasgow Warriors. And now to increase the lead. The crowd will tell you that the 2 extra points are good. And Benetton are streaming away with this Rainbow Cup final.
A lovely little play here, just the ball on a string, and look at Ioane, he picks it up, has the presence of mind to just flick that ball inside, and Lamaro, like any good flanker, following the ball, hunting the ball, gets the 5-pointer in the corner.
Benetton making the extra man count. And it is a long, long way back for the Bulls now. A long way from home. And Benetton are going to make, or look to make them suffer.
Use it.
Although still time on the clock.
Wait, stop.
Garbisi with the clearance. Nicely done by Smith. Tambwe. If anyone can get them back in the game, he can, but the crowd know that too, and they cheer as he is stopped in his path. Likewise, Kutsia has never really got into his full running power.
Backwards
and
again.
That one comes off Steenkamp, does go backwards for Smith.
Use it.
Van Sale.
Outside.
Garbisi.
Wait.
Every
Outside
ball
now.
just seems to drop into the arms of the Benetton fly half. Smith looks to deliver another one. And Ratuva has time and space to get ahead of Steam Up. Instead, he actually chips it over the top. He fancies collecting this one. As well covered, though, by Ivan Van Sale. The scrum half had to make that. Well, there's such energy coming from the crowd here. It's giving Benetton an extra gear. And the Bulls don't know how to deal with it right now.
Use it now.
And Ratuva barged off the ball there by Hendricks. A penalty. And every moment is being cheered.
Rory, you mentioned it, and just for the people who've been watching rugby in empty stadiums, it literally brings, you know, gooseflesh to us here sitting, because the crowd are behind it. You could cut the atmosphere here with a knife. It's amazing. Every time there's a break ahead, but the Bulls just haven't really got into it. It's not really got them excited about putting up a defense to how Benetton are attacking, and everything seems to be hopping for Benetton, and everything seems to be not going the way of the travelling team here. Cornel Hendricks just making a mistake that he wouldn't be happy with. Certainly doesn't want Benetton to get another 3 points onto this hefty total that they've already amassed.
Spoken to 5 balls. He's very tight on the offside in front of kicker material.
Paolo Garbisi once again to take aim, and in his sights is the 30-point mark for Benetton. He strikes it cleanly this time. The lead is extended, but there haven't been supporters in here since the 23rd of October 2020 against the Scarlets, and they are loving every single moment of this.
They are loving it, but it's not their attacking play, it's their defensive work. 4, 5, 6 phases the Bulls came at them, so confrontational in their front line, and the Bulls just keep kicking it away. They've been absolutely brilliant to a man.
Backwards, then bounce forward, backwards again.
With a rare mistake. Now Smith. If the Bulls are to have any chance, they have to hit back.
Wait.
More than 3 clear scores is the difference now. Mornay Smith once again. Van Sale. Help comes from Grobbelaar, but he was rocked in the tackle. And again, as Bex comes in on Wout Steenkamp. Smith now ran out of options.
Use it!
Van Sale now to Nizam Kar. Not going anywhere quickly though. You don't often say that with men like Marcel Coetzee around. Van Sale thought he'd seen a gap. It was really well closed off though by Nicolo Canone. And the rallying call comes because the ball pops up
on the neck, 13 blue.
On the home side, and Ratuva might just fancy this.
State advantage.
Oh, and he almost got the ball into Bex. It was advantage in any case.
Number 12 on the neck.
Oh, they sensed a real opportunity there. It's Cornel Hendricks who is penalised on this occasion for the high tackle.
Yeah, it was Ratuva.
12,
and it was Walt Steenkamp on the outside. He was sort of ushering him towards the sideline, saying, please don't come at me. He takes the contact. We'll see it here. He takes the contact. And he gets the ball away, and Brax, you can see what a lovely trail line. Oh, he should have held it. Maybe slightly forward. He takes his eye off it, but again, enterprising stuff all round from Benetton.
Frank, I have 4 substitutions from Bulls.
Time off.
Number 1.
1, 3,
the Bulls about to make some really big changes.
5
and 13.
They are indeed.
1,
4 of them coming on.
13.
Jack van Rooyen, Lizo Gavoka, Janko Swanepoel, and Gio Aplon as well, who's just turned 39 last week.
Time on, Bulls on the line, please. Close it up.
Taken by Rutsa. That's quite a charge too. Bex lines up Hendricks. He wasn't going to escape that tackle. Ratuva again. Oh, and look, there's a steal. And Steenkamp didn't quite have the legs to go all the way. It was a big ask. Grobbelaar. They've got a bit of forward momentum now, though, the Bulls. Aplon, what a player he has been in his time. It's Swanepoel, Janko Swanepoel. Penalty
Tackler
goes the way of the Bulls.
Jackler is fine. Tackler on the wrong side, and then Wade.
I have to say, Rory, we've covered a lot of games together over the last number of months with the Rainbow Cup, and it's one of the only ones we haven't been talking about the referee. I think all the officials have been very, very strong. Frank Murphy leading the way, looked very relaxed in the hotel earlier on before he left for this game. But it's brilliant letting a game flow like it has done this evening. What a great spectacle.
Yeah, tip of the hat to the officials and to everybody in Benetton for the hosting as well. This part of the world we know is a rugby stronghold, and they've been fantastic hosts as well.
The line out doesn't go their way. It's now fed out by Zanon. And Hayward to leather one upfield.
Always inside.
I mean, is this the ultimate game plan? To lull everyone into a false sense of security with your regular Guinness Pro 14 season? They lost every single game.
I think Ross, at the top of the show, said it was like David versus Goliath. Well, I tell you what, David's certainly winning the battle at the minute.
And tip of the hat to Marius Gerson and the defensive effort here. You know, we know Benetton are going to lose him to the Italian national team, but the crowd are going bananas to everybody who's coming off the field, going on the field. Amazing, amazing efforts.
Ernie Helms and Marco Barbini are on for Benetton.
And lovely to see a standing ovation here for Sebastian Negri, an international, born in Zimbabwe, African-born boy in the little town of Maranderis, not far away from where I came from. Good to see him in the warm-up, and a wonderful game with his other loose forwards here today.
Bulls on the line, is it? Bulls on the line. Water off, please.
Well, to a man, they've been exceptional.
Time on.
God, this is rugby. You can't call it too early.
Ball.
There's still plenty time left on the clock, and
that's one.
Janko Swanepoel takes that one for the Bulls.
Line out over.
Both sides beginning to make their changes. Freshen the legs up in the baking heat. Although the temperature has dipped a touch, it's still not really what
Steele is good.
a big man from Northern Ireland and a pasty Scotsman were looking for, though.
Holding on and from the side.
It's a really good turnover. It's good to see on this occasion. Gets in over the ball.
Guys, first man on the ball.
Watched them so many times. For Ulster doing that, relieves a bit of pressure for his team. He's captain today, and I must admit, it was a strange one for me. Usually he just goes out and does all his talking by his actions on the pitch. Doesn't really say that much. I'm not sure if you, Bob, if you have much experience with the lads in his captaincy and what you've heard from inside the camp.
Get that line for me, please.
No, I think he's well respected. You know, he sort of. But you're right. He leads by action as opposed to his words. So maybe some of the extra pressure there. We know that he was in and around the Springbok squad. He still is, and has been mentioned a number of times. If Dwayne Vermeulen is injured, he's probably close to the next guy in. So he'll want to be leading with his actions in the next couple of minutes of this game too.
Advantage, lock on.
It was a good take from the line out by Norkie, but Cornel Hendricks, after he broke clear, couldn't keep control of the ball, and it's Jaden Hayward to send that one beyond halfway. Gio Aplon. It's gone too far, and we will go back to where the veteran winger kicked it from.
New ball, let's check this liner. I'll have a look now. Kimo didn't come in though.
Well, we heard the really lovely story of Kieran Crowley getting his Chargers to burn their plans for the previous part of the season and to turn over a new start, and that they have. The Bulls need the same thing here after half-time.
The coaching masterclass.
No, drop by his own players.
Advantage, knock on.
None
First
of that
knock
was
on
ever
by Blue.
clean.
Green scrum.
It was knocked on by the
drop by his own
Bulls.
players, my information.
Yeah, we haven't seen this Benetton pack take it to the Bulls at all. They haven't scored any more tries this season in the Rainbow Cup. Haven't eked that many penalties either. So no wonder they want to get into their backs.
We have standards now. You wait for my call.
Ioane in the wing. Been fantastic.
They've timed this competition perfectly, Benetton. They haven't played a game out of Italy after their final game against the Ospreys was postponed due to a COVID outbreak, so they got the points for that one as well to go with their 4 victories on the pitch. 2 against Zebre, Glasgow and Connacht were also taken care of.
Tackle away.
Ioane was almost away down that wing once more. Jacobs. It's gone too far as well.
We're going back.
Well, they're just not hitting their marks.
Yeah, just outside there, cross. Yeah.
Brought back into the 22, kicked out in the foot.
Frank, I have 2 replacements from Treviso. Number 1 and 2
The
off.
Bulls look
I'm
a
off,
bit
1 and 2.
dejected walking back, don't they? The heads are sort of down, body language isn't great. Well, this is where you need your captain to rally around the boys. Come on, there's 25 minutes left in this game. Let's get the next score. As the crowd are standing ovation here, Rory.
I think we're going to have to get used to that. And it's Thomas Gallo and Cordial Els who make their way off. A scorer in Els. Gianmarco Lucchesi and Ivan Nemer are on.
Yeah, 7's fine, they called it.
The first job for Lucchesi is to send that one into house. The former Bull and Kings player. Duvanaka. It's Barbini. Scrum half again onto Cannone. Now they change the point of the attack. They go blind. It's Garbisi. And over the line and another score for Padovani. This is absolutely incredible what Benetton are doing. They are dismantling the Bulls. Nobody saw this coming. They are running away with the Pro 14 Rainbow Cup final, and it is so impressive. And just look at what the joy it brings to those Italian fans.
And they deserve it so much as well here. Look at the lovely piece of play. Garbisi changes the direction. He realizes he's got a one-on-one, but it's the inside and outside. Absolutely outstanding from Eduardo Padovani. He knows he just gets over the line. And that's that man, Garbisi. He creates the space with a running and then with a pass. Lovely play. They're doing everything right, Benetton, and rightly so.
And there's a rare hush around the stadium. Paolo Garbisi. Well, he can't quite add the extras, but it's another very productive moment for those in green and white. And Eduardo Padovani goes over for his 3rd try of the tournament. The other 2 coming against their country rivals, Zebre. This one will mean the world to him.
Use it, 9.
Duvanaka.
Tackle release. Use it. Wait. 16 stop. 19 stop. Onside.
Garbisi's clearance. Smith. No gap
knock on.
and no control. Benetton will come again.
Advantage over.
They just don't want this game to end. They're having so much fun out there.
Ball is out.
There's still a quarter of it to go.
Middle.
That's the bad news for the Bulls.
Yeah, it's the bad news from the Bulls. Let's call it how it is.
The
Bulls have been very disappointing. Ball into contact, just not protecting it.
Benetton.
Too many knock-ons, too many turnovers.
Middle, back.
Frank Murphy calling a few penalties as well. They just haven't got a foothold in this match whatsoever. The travel maybe taking its toll, the humidity, the really warm conditions, but their big name players haven't stood up.
Smith, Hendricks, Aplon,
Let go of the
cut down
ball.
by Brex.
No,
That's a
not
magnificently timed tackle. The man born in Buenos Aires.
Advantage, not rolling, number 4.
There's a penalty coming the Bulls' way.
Number 4, not rolling the space.
Frank.
And a bit of afters, a bit of frustration
there,
boiling over perhaps.
I just need you to get out of that space, okay?
Frank. Need to have a word with green 8 and blue 23.
Okay.
Wrestling after the ball. After
8
the ball's gone.
and 20. Oh, time is off. Time is off. 8 and 23. Both off the ball will stay with the penalty, but they need a warning.
Yeah,
23, please.
Just having a look for the incident, there was a little bit of argy-bargy after the ball, but a game that hasn't been ruined by that.
The whistle is gone. Carry on like that on the pitch. Unacceptable. You want to get involved in that again, you leave the pitch. Understood? Okay, let's restart the game, please.
Halafihi. Slight mismatch in size there.
Yeah, well handled by Frank Murphy, and you're 100% right, Stephen. He's had a great game today, just quietly marshalling everything that's going on and being fair to both sides. The Bulls just haven't turned up today, and my goodness, haven't Benetton.
Well, we did talk about the Springbok absentees. Trevor Nyakane, Marco van Straten, Dwayne Vermeulen, who is injured, and Morningstein. It does make a difference, that is for sure, as Callum Bradley comes on for Duvanaka. The captain goes on, and one of the loudest cheers of the day for Duvanaka, who has guided his side into what looks like an unassailable position with just under a quarter of this final to go. Aplon, though, does have magic in those boots. But it's another penalty for Benetton. It's another cheer from the crowd.
You can just see
first man clear release and clearly on the ball.
Man went into contact. 12 Bulls players spread across the pitch, just waiting for the ball.
Behind,
they got to service the breakdowns, just not getting there quick enough. Look how excited the Benetton players are to get over the ball.
Frank, Bulls replacement, number 2 and number 6.
2 and 6, guys. 2 and 6. Bulls.
Schalk, Erasmus, and
time
Muller
is off.
Ace.
Substitutions.
The next two to come on and into the field as Johan Probalar heads off.
Hooker, move on to the mark. Blue, step back. Time on. Maul, wait. Line it over. Stay bound, 7.
Zamkar, the
backwards.
other to make way. And it's there for Lucchesi.
Touch.
Bundled into touch.
And that's something that, you know, Benetton and the coaching staff going forward really need to work hard on.
Benetton.
Is their maul.
Benetton.
You know, it's a brilliant opportunity to eke out a penalty, get that huge drive going forward.
I'll let you know.
It hasn't been good enough throughout this Rainbow Cup, but if that's one of the only things you have to work on, lads, it's pretty positive.
Your time, Captain.
Well, the Bulls, the masters of closing out Super Rugby titles. 3 of them.
Stay, Benetton.
In total. South Africa's most successful
More.
franchise.
Wait. In the 5 line out
Benetton
over.
have never won
Stay bound, 21.
a knockout game. Not since they rejoined the ranks of the Pro 14.
Leave hands away, that was
Only
a
played
tackle.
one, in fairness. That was the quarter-final against Munster in 2018-19 season. Now Jacobs striding away.
All backwards.
And it comes back into the arms
Tackle release.
of the men in green and white. And now looking to chip
Backwards.
over the top from scrum half Braley.
Yes, turnover is good. Oh,
Got it back
clearly.
and cleanly. Hayward with open field to run into. Garbisi knocks it on though.
Vantage knock on.
And the game has become extremely open. Could see it.
Kicked it, didn't he?
Don't think he kicked it.
Stumbled.
Ryan confirmed, I think he kicked it.
We're just debating between the officials
Okay, knock on.
whether
Lost
it came
forward
off
by
his
8.
foot or not. And they have managed to communicate
forward.
between them
Team
to
up in
a
anything,
successful conclusion.
Man down back here, 550.
Time's off.
Well, Marcel could see it has got a bit of a case there. He did kick it. He didn't kick it very well. He won't claim he kicked it well, but he did nudge it. So the ball technically wasn't lost forward, but the Bulls just, even on the counter-attack, Stephen, it's a couple of steps and then isolation. They're not looking after their own ball. They're not moving forward with the momentum that Benetton are just taking away from them with this organised defence.
Yeah, they
look a little drained, don't they? Zapped of energy, but not just energy, zapped of ideas. You know, they've kicked the ball away so much in the first half, and when they didn't get any change out of that, they didn't have a plan B. And I think the coaching staff will be a little disappointed that they haven't been able to execute a game plan here in the second half. We're sitting up here in the commentary box thinking that the Bulls were going to come out and lay down a marker with that authority and that physicality that we always talk about with the Bulls.
Time on.
But I think, just that try before half-time, that penalty try going down to 14, Rory. Mentally, that has an impact on you as a side.
Yeah, I gave you a mark. Left. You happy with that? Patience, please.
What minute are you waiting for to mention you're the only one that predicted that Benetton would win this?
Probably 79.
Crouch!
Although I think you credited the producer.
Fine!
Yeah, I did, but I put it on my social media earlier in the week, or earlier today, believe it or not. I fancied Benetton.
There weren't many in the media that did. But boy, have they shown up on the big occasion. Smith. Now Van Sale.
Advantage round the neck.
Tackled absolutely everything.
Penalty advantage.
That moves. And there is a penalty though for the Bulls.
19
it's
around the
Hendricks.
neck.
Gaboka. Van Sale. Short ball.
No advantage.
And in goes Creel, come back for the previous
19
advantage.
on the neck. Yellow card was for a penalty try. That's right.
Can we have a replacement for Treviso, Frank?
Yeah, you can. No, play on.
Just the Benetton defence has far outweighed the
time off now.
The Bulls' defence. Great play from them. They're looking at, round the corners of the rucks, round the corners of the mauls. They're alert. They're taking the man on. They're not allowing the little quick passes.
Treviso is holding their replacement.
Fantastic play all day. And that man on the ground, just having a little breather there, Lamara. He really needs a tip of the cap because
you're right, Captain.
Not only was he a try scorer, but he's put in some of those big hits and ever present. Couple of intercepts, stopping that momentum we spoke about. They were so critical for the Bulls to come and do well here.
Play on next time.
Lazio and Padova man. Erasmus.
Maul.
A throw across here at the front.
Advantage.
There's further advantage coming. Free play here for the Bulls.
That's once now you have advantage.
They start to try and put some respectability on the score. There's an opportunity here. Erasmus. He's just short. Does he manage to roll over? Frank Murphy is well positioned and now.
He's been dragged over. We can't award that. We go back for the penalty.
Gets a closer look.
Thrown across.
dragged over the line, and therefore back we go for the penalty.
Back in the line. Okay, number 8 in a strong position on the ball. We can't reward
Erasmus,
that.
a man who was a fly half in his school days. You don't see that too often. Marco Janssen van Vieren, the outside centre for the Bulls, prefers to play scrum half. Zuliani, Manuel Zuliani comes on to replace Soa Halafi.
Discipline.
It's another rousing round of applause for the big New Zealander, the key man. Over the top it goes. It's a scramble for the ball, and guess who comes up with it? Paolo Garbisi.
Okay, use it. Wait,
I'm
use
looking
it.
forward to the call for man of the match, because there have been so many Benetton players who have put their hands up today.
Not from my side. You have a challenge if you want to.
Rousing display as well from Jaden Hayward at the back. He's been very deft in the times that he's chosen to spread the ball, the times that he's chosen to send it aerially in. His decisions have all been well met by his teammates. They seem to be feeding off his positive energy as well. Him and Garbisi, a 10 and 15 axis. What a fantastic display between them today.
18.
It was a high tackle directly in the neck.
Okay. Brian, we're checking high tackle by number 18. Number 4, Green, was carrying. We're looking at, I think it was a pick and go off the ruck from what I'm...
Review
pick
here
and go, Captain?
For Lizo.
It was a pick and go. Okay, a pass
tackle
out.
on Nicolo Canone.
Challenge for a high tackle.
Yeah, so he's challenging foul play.
Okay.
The captain's challenge.
Yeah. Okay, stand by. We'll see if we can find any footage.
What?
Didn't spot
We'll
anything
see. We'll
live.
continue with the line out if there's no. He'll lose his challenge.
See. Need to go hunting into the replay archives. To
Okay,
see
Frank,
if
here's
there
the
was
first
anything untoward.
replay. Let's see if we've got it here. Second angle. The second angle looks like the best one for you, Frank. Okay, the second angle is the one that is the best one to see this, Frank.
Right, from what I'm seeing, he's trying to make a legal tackle. And the guy is dropping into him. I'm not seeing that as foul play, personally.
Yep.
No fault for me. No fault for me. He's trying to make a legal tackle. Your player's dropped. We'll continue with the line out. No more captain challenge for you.
Good. Well, the challenge rejected. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, we witnessed something similar with Ulster against Edinburgh, where the last play of the game actually called back. It was called back as just a rugby incident, and I have to say,
who's back?
It's hard to disagree. We can't get any lower than that to tackle. Again, the right decision by Frank Murphy.
Wait.
Norkey's take.
Wait. That's one Bulls.
Or rather, Erasmus.
Bulls on the ground, line out over. Don't change 4.
Back of them all. Van Sale wants it.
Leave
Instead,
leave it.
Forwards determined to keep it.
Stay.
For now, at least. Van Sale and Swanepoel. Scrum half once again popped up. Gabocka was able to collect it.
Off-feet release! All backwards.
Van Sale, Swanepoel, Smith. And they're showing some spirit here. They're going to go down, but not without a fight, the Bulls. Apollon. Oh, great feat. How did he manage to keep his forward momentum there? It sets up this attack for Creel, who sees a gap. It's closed off, though.
Tackle, release me on the knee, on the knee.
Holding it up
Release
now,
now,
getting him down to deck.
Advantage,
And it pops up and away. And to safety for Benetton. The knock-on means they will have a chance. They survive another attack. It's another moment to celebrate. They are savouring every moment here.
9 and 10.
And so they should. I think it's time to celebrate how good they've been all game, all 70 minutes. You know, the Bulls have been absolutely walloped into submission, despite some late heroics from that man Gio Apollon, who's done it for the best part of 15 years around the world. The Bulls have been lackluster and they haven't turned up today, but to the full credit of Benetton, they haven't been allowed to play. They haven't been given the opportunity to create the momentum. Paolo Garbisi and that man Jaden Hayward have marshalled the game from 10 and 15. Outstanding kicking as well out of hand from Deval Divenaker has really meant that it was difficult for the Bulls to get anything going at all.
Time on, come down, green ball.
An almighty cheer this time goes up for Paolo Garbisi. What a start Benetton have in their 10 shirt. The mastermind of this victory. And he goes off as Ratuva Tabayara comes back on. Also the change at half-backs for the Bulls. Zach Berger, Clinton Scott are on.
Bind! Set! Steady. Behind 9.
Pickup comes from the back.
Wait, Green. Stop, 19.
Cleared and over the top of Jacobs.
Everything really has turned to gold, hasn't it, for Benetton this afternoon? But you make your own luck. You make your own luck, and that's exactly what they've done. And the Bulls have had no answer. Absolutely no answer, even when they had that 10-minute patch there where you thought they were going to get over. There's another standing ovation for a Benetton player.
Well, it's Marco Riccone. It's his final appearance for Benetton. He's lasted almost 72 minutes. How impressive is that? He'll be heading to Saracens for next season. Filippo Olonghi is on to replace him. Kick through from Svart. Padovani, the try scorer. He does have a big boot on him. He'll sit up for the replacement fly half.
Wait!
Ioane fancies fielding this. Hayward. He's a master of knowing where the space is. He gets the pass away to Ioane. And the back three, particularly Ioane and Hayward, have dazzled. Padovani now moving into play 10.
First man away.
Garbisi having gone off, and Olonghi with his first touch knocks on.
You're mentioning the back three. I think that matchup, Ioane versus Tambwe. I think Ioane's had the measure of him all night long. Let's go, guys. Seriously good in that outside channel. Absolutely punctured. Closing in on the finish line.
Patience.
Now, I'm not sure everyone can quite believe what's happening.
Crouch!
For the Benetton players, that belief has been instilled by Kieran Crowley.
Set! Stay square,
They
Benetton.
ripped up the playbook after the regular season. And what a masterstroke that was. Tambwe now knocks on. There is space in behind, which Cornel Hendricks will manage to pick up. Hendricks away from one. Nice step two. That's really well played. Hacked on by Berger. Ratuva to chase. It will drop for Creel.
Knock on for me, knock on, Frank.
Knock on. So we're looking at
it's
a goal
not
and drop
given.
out. Yeah. Knock on.
Frank Murphy
Knock the ball on.
and David Creel protests that one. He felt he got enough downward pressure on that.
Yeah, he knocked it on. Knock on, clear. Let's go, please.
It was called very quickly by Frank Murphy. And he's happy
clear, Brian, right?
with the decision.
Jeez, I would like to have another look at that.
Clearly knock on. You can, wait. We're on the last 5 minutes, you can't. Sorry. But trust me.
Still not sure, Stephen?
Yeah, still not sure. Anyway, we play on. That's a goal line dropout. But just the last 10 minutes or so, you would expect the Bulls to be running it from everywhere. They're kicking the ball back to Benetton. And Benetton are the ones attacking.
You expect a tackle, play on.
Frank Murphy's staying in the same hotel as the Bulls. He can explain that one to
feet release.
David Creel over dinner.
Good. Thank you.
But the Bulls are going to be licking their wounds
tackle
from
away.
The long flight back south. Aplon, Tambwe. They're not finished yet, and Tambwe will get a second score of the final. Well, you've got to admire their resolve. They haven't given up. This one as a contest has been dead for a while, but still Madosh Tambwe shows his class and his finishing prowess to get his second of the final.
Pass was tight.
He looks really strong with ball in hand, and Couture gets the offload away, and Aplon, who has been probably one of the best players for the Bulls, another little pass on the outside. This man's got pace to burn.
Clear on field anyway, Brian, so if you don't
everybody's getting tired in the Benetton defence. What an achievement they have made today. But Tambwe's not giving up, and he gets in for a second.
The time is off, yeah. To make sure time is off.
Well, it's lovely to see Gio Aplon. It's a treat to see him at the age of 39. He's still got the magic.
They're just contesting this pass here, which I think was from Couture. It's a difficult one to get away, and it's looking like it's travelling slightly forward.
Yeah, Frank, I've got a forward pass I want to show you, please.
Okay.
Well, it just hasn't gone for the Bulls today, has it? They'll be disappointed with the performance they've put in, but those little bits of luck that you need sometimes haven't gone their way either.
Forward pass, enough. Nothing on screen at the moment, Brian.
Okay, Frank, here it comes.
So clearly out of the hands forward, even though he's going backwards. No try, forward.
Oh, well, that just about sums up their day. Frank Murphy chalks off the score from Madosh Tambwe.
Yeah.
And you feel for them for that. It was very, very tight.
Yeah, it was extremely tight.
We go from here.
But the ball travelled forwards out of the hands. It hasn't been Couture's night either, leading his men from South Africa here in Treviso. It just hasn't went their way. They're going to have to go back and reflect on why it didn't go their way and try and get it sorted.
Yes, time on.
But it's brilliant to see, isn't it? The Southern Hemisphere side's going to be playing
green ball
in next year's competition.
Guys, respect the mark, please. I won't ask you again. If you don't respect it, I will free kick you. Okay? There's the mark. Step left. Crouch! Bind! Set! Not stable, pushing early.
Free kick.
Loose head, not stable, pushing early.
Early push. Padavani comes over.
Let's go, please.
Think about sending one further downfield and just make the final 3 minutes a little more comfortable and play the game in Bulls territory.
Let's go.
He can send it a long way. He's picked out Tambwe though. Aplon. Jacobs.
Oh, fine.
He's Solid clear out as well.
Good defence again from Benetton.
Release the ball, got to his feet. Away.
Nibbling away at the ankles of Marcel Coetzee. It's an effective tactic.
Backwards.
It's Svart. Heads after his own
knock on
kick forward. There's a knock on, and well, I mentioned it a few minutes ago, Stephen, for you to try and pick out the outstanding player from this Benetton performance, who is your Guinness Rainbow Cup final player of the match.
Well, it's a difficult one tonight. Yes. The back row for Benetton have been brilliant. Negri, Lamaro, Halafihi. But tonight, the magician, the Guinness player of the match, is the young fly half for Benetton, Paolo Garbisi. Breathtaking running play, some outstanding kicking, impeccable at times. A real leader on the pitch, and he's guided his team, Benetton, to the Rainbow Cup.
Well, and he's a local lad. He's a real hero here, born just a few miles south in Venice. And they absolutely love him. He's just getting better and better every time you see him as Berger tries to snipe for a hole. Coetzee, certainly a man who never gives up. The final minute. And it's knocked on by Erasmus.
Knock on.
Picked up by Marco Zanon.
Knock on advantage.
And there's going to be, I think, maybe a minute of applause to see the end of this game.
Advantage over.
There will be silverware staying in Italy at the end of the Guinness Pro 14 Rainbow Cup. The crowd, the vocal support here.
Onside now.
We'll have a few more vast cheers left in the lungs to celebrate this moment. The seconds tick down. Just moments left for Benetton. This will be launched a mile. What a story it is. What an achievement for Benetton. A moment that they will remember here in Treviso for a long, long time. Italian rugby is flying high this evening in northern Italy. It was a quite incredible performance from the first minute. It was Benetton who took the game to the Bulls, the distraught Bulls. They've travelled such a long, long way for this game. So much success this season. But it is Benetton who will lift the Rainbow Cup. The full-time score at the Stadio Monigo: Benetton 35, Vodacom Bulls 8. Well, I'm amazed. I'm surprised at how this has turned out. Stephen, what is your reaction to that result?
Well, I did call it. But I tell you what, I'm standing in the main stand here in the stadium, and the fans are hugging each other. Emotion is spilling out, tears. Anybody out there who says that the Rainbow Cup didn't matter, well, I tell you what, you had to be here today. It certainly mattered. It mattered to every single Italian fan in this stadium. They've got the job done. A brilliant performance. Yes, it was unexpected. They played so well at times. The game management was there. The physicality was there. The defence, the kicking. And they can be very, very proud of their achievements. And they have finally got themselves a little bit of silverware.
Bob, you have to admire that performance from Benetton. It was enjoyable to watch, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And to a man, you know, for me, just looking at this team, the way they started, I thought to myself, wow, the Bulls really need to grind them down here, and they never did, because Benetton never gave up. They never took a backward step. They never stopped her on the rucks, the mauls, the big hits, the stealing the ball on the ground, the clever little use of the kick. We heard it from Franco Smith, you know, kick it on the ground, kick it in the sky, kick it wide, kick it short, but make sure you control it. And they did it all afternoon, and, you know, well done to that man, Garbisi, who ended up being named the man of the match here today. But him and his team deserve every accolade tonight. They played a beautiful game of rugby and dominated the Bulls completely.
Stephen, how many coaches do you think have ripped up their entire plans and it's actually worked?
Not too many, I think, but sometimes it needs a line drawn in the sand and for everybody to get what they're feeling off their chest. And I think it's just what a feat. I suppose, you know, games have fallen their way. COVID-19 has played a part, but you can't take anything away from this group of men of what they've achieved tonight. They're playing a really good Bulls team. International players just looking down, seeing Coetzee getting stuck into some of his teammates. Obviously not very happy, but they've ripped the playbook up and they've come here to the Rainbow Cup with a plan, and that plan was executed brilliantly.
That's some party amongst those players. This party, well, you'd have thought go long into the night in Treviso, this rugby heartland of Italy. What a moment for them to gain silverware. The illustrious teams in this competition. There's no Leinster here, there's no Munster. It's Benetton who end up celebrating at the end of the Rainbow Cup. And that is something that at the end of the regular Pro 14 season you would have said is impossible. But as we take a look at those Bulls players, they put a lot into it, but on the day they just weren't at it.
Yeah, I think you've got to give credit where credit's due, though, because they weren't allowed into it. You know, the individuals who stood up here were the Benetton players, and well done to Kieran Crowley and Marius Person. We heard mention a number of times of how a lot of these Benetton players have now made their international debuts. That a couple of them, including Garbisi, have got more international matches for Italy than they do at club level. You know, they're youngsters. They could be the future of Italian rugby. If they start winning trophies at this age, then it's fantastic for rugby all around the world.
Yeah, you wonder what this could do for Italian rugby. That will be for a longer talk. It really is one of the great achievements. They've had one-offs in Six Nations and World Cups where they've rocked some of the bigger nations, but to do it at club level is really, really impressive. To put together a run of games, an unbeaten run